Good afternoon, and we are back. I am Shawnee, and welcome to the Shawnee View, designed for happy life, engineered to last. The purpose of my podcast is to exemplify the dreams and goals and how to achieve them through self motivation and inspiration from others. There's a saying, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. Well, hello, Mr. CaliBo.
Hey, how you doing?
It's great to see you
It's
today.
It's good to see you too. Like I don't see you every day. It's especially good to see you today too. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming back.
I ain't had no choice. Like I thought it was a game. I was.
Well,
I,
as
I,
you all see, he is a comedian. This is comedian CaliBo.
what's up? How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Talk to America, right?
You are America, whoever you want to talk to out there. Make the interview more
Engaging.
yeah, because they'll feel like you're speaking to them. So
Hello, America. How you doing? All right. It's about you. Love and positivity. Peace.
you giving host signs so that you engage with the audience a lot. So you are. Would you like to tell us what you do?
Yeah. Oh, and want me to do it now? I'm
Yeah,
messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm
that
sorry
would be
messing with you.
nice.
What's going on, man? If you don't know who I am, my name is comedian CaliBo. Yes, I'm a comedian. I'm a host, event host, radio host. I've acted a couple times. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything, man. Yeah, I do a little bit of everything, but I do love hosting though. That's like the main thing.
Hmm, okay. So, what first drew you into hosting?
Just getting the opportunity, and most things is coming into comedy and you trying to find your niche and where you belong and stuff like that. And hosting started with from being on the radio, then hosting clubs, um, parties and stuff like that, events. To hey, you're a comedian. Why don't
Mm-hmm.
you host a comedy show and yeah, and you find your niche or you find out where you belong or
Right.
where you belong in a comedy game, comedy
Would
world.
you say that hosting has shaped any type of way that you connect with people?
Yeah, it does.
How so?
You know how to read the room. You know how to read people.
Mm.
You know when it's a good time to talk and when just to leave people alone.
Oh, that's a
You
good
know,
one.
so it's like anything, just connecting to people and uh, yeah, that's one of the main things in life that if you're a host and everything, or just even in entertainment, because
Hmm.
entertainment you got to interact with people all the time.
Yeah, you do have to interact with
So
even when you don't want to.
right, so as a host, you have to kind of own that because you are the one that's going to fill the room, or you
Hmm.
are the first piece of energy that that crowd is going to feel.
Right.
So you got to connect with the people in any kind of way you can think of when you first get out there.
Yeah, because how long have you been doing this?
Been doing it for a while. I want to say about 9 years, coming up on 10. 10 to be in 26 of October
October
2026.
26th.
Yeah, October 2026 be 10 years. So
Oh,
about nine.
okay, okay.
About nine so far.
Hmm.
But on and off it was comedy, then radio,
Hmm.
then back to comedy. So
What would you say initially led you down that path as far as career wise, or how'd you get there?
Like for a bet, I got there on a bet. Actually, I don't get me wrong. Like I've had friends who were like in entertainment and
Mm,
stuff like that. Shout out to my partner Reese. Very
Reese.
popular radio DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not DJ, but personality.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like around people, but
Okay.
just didn't ever really do any like entertainment. Wasn't where I was thought I would be at,
Right.
and
So
well,
what were you doing? Like, how did you end up in those spaces? Like with.
playing basketball first. Like that's how I met Reese, and then going to like for real, like it was just playing basketball, and then going to a comedy show where one of my best friends was performing,
Mm,
and he kind of bet me to get on stage, but I didn't go that night because I'm not gonna make a fool of myself, like and just go up
wow. So
there.
it was just everyday things, and you just ended up around different dope people.
Uh, over time, but once again, you gotta be a people's person. So you probably want to say almost like in me, like my
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah. I would say
So
so. I would say so.
you meet a lot of good people and everything, and my personality. I met you,
Yeah.
the dopest
Yeah.
person.
Definitely.
Don't leave me hanging.
Definitely that part.
Bam, bam, bam.
So, okay, okay. So, what is the current song that you have on heavy rotation? And does that say anything about your personality? The last time you said residuals or Chris
Right, and I
Brown, but
had to
that may
rethink
have
that.
changed
I
because.
I had to rethink that because yeah, it was in rotation, and it still is. But if I gotta be honest, it's my boy Nate Hustles.
Okay.
It's my boy Nate Hustles. If you don't know
How did you
Nate,
find this artist?
I found him on Instagram. It was a shout out to Draymond Green. It was a Draymond Green post, and the song was called "I Feel Like Slapping a N Word Today."
Okay.
Whoa, whoa! It sounded
He loves this song, y'all. Like,
like first I didn't think it really exists. I thought it was a TikTok song,
mhm.
and then I looked it up on iTunes, and like he
And it's
has
a
a whole
legit song.
catalog of songs. Why you N words gotta hate on me? Like, so
But they all sound good though. Like it's crazy.
yeah,
It's
so
very creative. I'll say that. It wasn't Nick Hustles.
Nate
Oh,
Hustles. I
Nate
want to say I
Hustles.
think it's Nate Hustles or Nick Hustles. Can I want to look it up on my phone, but
You
I
can.
can
Where's your phone?
right here. Let's see, Nate Hustles. All right,
So
then Nate
yeah,
Hustles.
he has been playing it at all the cookouts we've been going to. He played it at one of what R&B and comedy the other night, and they was like, "We never heard this song.
Yeah, they
Like
looked at me funny.
What is?"
They looked at me real
But
funny.
it actually sounds good. It's nice cookout music.
It's Nick Hustles. Nick
You
Hustles.
looked it up,
I
and it
had to
was
look
still
it
the
up.
same thing.
It's Nick Hustles. Yeah. Well, but
It's my
yeah,
babe, y'all.
I had to make sure I got it right. I had to make sure I got it right. But yeah, those are my heavy songs in rotation. But
Okay.
no, they do not speak to my personality.
Really? Would you
Nah,
like to explain?
because I don't feel like slapping nobody. I will. like,
If you have to.
like what 50 say? I don't want no problems, but if you want a problem, then I say no problem.
Okay.
But like that's not me. I don't necessarily beef with people like that.
Yeah.
I think everybody got haters, like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
So one of those songs, yeah, probably resonate. I don't know who I'm talking to, but
Right.
you got people who may dislike something about you, might be in the
Yeah.
comedy world, might be in your personal life. Here's what it is. So yeah, maybe that song do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who, but like who it's retaining to.
Yeah.
But whoever it is, why you got hate on me? Just doing what I'm supposed to do, being who I'm supposed to
look
be.
up his song so that you know what he's talking about.
A mother effing G.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Is that the inspiration behind CaliBo? No, you're from the West Coast.
I'm like born and raised in Cali, so it's funny because anytime you hear people say their name is Cali or LA, or they give some type of indication that they're from LA or
The
something,
location.
they always say, "Are you from Cali, Cali?" And like, yeah, man, I'm like born and raised in Cali. I don't know if I don't sound like it anymore, but I'm born and raised in California, man. Inglewood, then Carson, California. You don't know where Carson is? It's right in between Compton and Long Beach. Like, so
I've never been to California, so I don't know where any of those things are.
we going.
I just know I want to go to Rodeo Drive. That's the only place that I'm really interested in
Everything you can find on Rodeo, we can find on Slauson. We can find on Crenshaw. We can find it on Manchester too. Imperial, Florida. We can find it.
Is it the same atmosphere or environment though?
Might not be the same atmosphere or environment.
Can I go there by myself?
Yeah.
By myself.
Yeah.
And be okay.
Nah. Yeah. You. Next question. Next question. I ain't gonna do my seat like that. Nah, you'll be alright. You'll be alright. They know you with me. You straight. You straight. You straight.
So you're from that side and moved to the East Coast / South. Like, I don't know what you would call Atlanta.
The dirty South.
Right.
At least that's what it was when I moved down here. It was called the dirty South.
How different is it?
Atlanta's, well, when I moved down here, Atlanta was like, it was a different kind of party scene, but maybe lifestyle was a little more slow moving. Right. So you kind of, like, I know that's not Atlanta history. It was more peaceful time, I can tell you that. Yeah. You can go party. I remember going Peachtree City or Peachtree Road or whatever, going into Buckhead. The thing was Saturday, you ride down there, and the thing was you want to get caught in traffic so you can hop out the cars until the cars start moving again.
When was this?
This was like early 2000s maybe. To really sum it up, maybe Lil Jon, Michael Vick era, where that era where Atlanta was, like in there, because it wanted to be out and go everywhere. It was a different kind of Atlanta than what it is today.
What is it today?
That's a different conversation. I mean, for me being older, it's peaceful. It's more peaceful now, but I'm looking at the people like. The younger folks, man, they different. We were called just young folks back then. These folks is called YNs now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. A whole different lingo. They're called YNs. Like we were just young, having fun. And no disrespect to the YNs. I don't want no problem because I'm a MAN, a middle-aged N-word. Respecting the show, but it's what I am, a man, middle-aged N-word.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a different kind of time, man.
Why do you think it's because each generation is going to be different from the last? So
I think what I honestly really think it is, I think like you said, each generation takes from the last, but they decide what they're going to take from the last, and they will put their own little spin on it or whatever. Right. So if you look at like the early part of the like trap days when it be and like no disrespect to nobody before that or anything, but the trap houses and stuff like that and everything, all they were doing was just doing what our folks before them was doing.
Right.
But they were just called trap, like crack houses and stuff like that. Right. So it got a different spin on it. Nowadays, it was the place to be at. It was the place to party at and hang at. Or we hanging in the trap and everything else. Back like in 80s and 90s, you rapped about it, you in there. But if you did not live in there, and maybe this is just my side of town, you were not going in there to hang out.
Yeah.
Like, but now it's a thing to be around it. So they took that from the era, and there was violence, and I think what's going on now is the younger folks now are focusing on the violence part and they're extending it to their way, like their little spin on it, and
Right.
they're a lot smarter than what we were. So,
Right. They are
um,
a whole lot smarter. They're born into technology. So,
fact. So you have anger, because I don't know why our young, like a high percentage of our young people are angry,
mm,
but you have a lot of young, angry, smart geniuses out there.
yeah. What are they angry about?
Anything. I mean, um, I'm going to put a lot of it on the social media part though,
Mm-hmm.
because back then and you focused on your own because that's the only thing you knew. You knew your
Right.
neighborhood. You knew the friends you went to school with.
Yeah.
You knew your family who you would hang out with and stuff like that. And what
Mm-hmm.
y'all did.
Mm-hmm.
Come back to school on Monday. You talk about it.
Right.
You don't know if the person lying or not or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But and to some people back then, maybe that being in those environments, hiding their reality was, what I'm saying, something that gave them hope, joy, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Now you
But
have this
now,
social media where everybody sees everything.
but
They're compared.
everything that's being seen is
It's not
not
real.
real.
You
So
right.
why would you be upset about something that's not real?
But all right, since social media, how long did it take for us to actually realize none of this stuff was real? And I'm
Well,
talking about as adults compared to kids who are looking at it and probably and processing it a little bit earlier before we like, hey, none of this stuff is real, and we don't know how much
right.
how much they've absorbed before hey, this ain't real, this is just made up and stuff like that. Like for an example, I don't know if like whoever watched wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
we know it's fake, but at
Right.
one point in watching wrestling, we believed it was real.
See, okay.
Like not from the very first episode, you probably didn't think it was like fake from the very
Right.
first time you watched it. But for a short period of time, it could be a week or 2 days or whatever, you thought it was real.
Okay, so personally, I knew that it was different from boxing. I knew
Facts.
I knew that boxing
Right, right.
boxing is real because I see the hits
Hits.
landing, right? But with wrestling, it was just that stomping thing where I'm like, how come every time they hit, they got to stomp? Like that's not real to me.
No,
So I don't. I was just a different kid, y'all.
you are
Clearly,
smart as hell if you pick
I
that
was
up on the
just a
first
different
episode.
kid.
I know that honestly, you're
But then, Geraldo or whoever it was back then, they leaked the
microphones on the like everything got leaked about
and
wrestling.
said that it was fake. So I'm like, I knew it. So fast forward to now, with technology and AI and all of that, I'm more prone to seeing something as not being real. Then they told us how everything was airbrushed, like people in magazines and all of this stuff.
Hmm.
And but anyway, but I just they've told us over time that things weren't real. So
I,
I don't understand why the kids, the smart, intelligent kids, are feeding into.
well, maybe not all kids are smart and intelligent. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
not no disrespect nobody kid, but like we don't know what they will absorb or anything too. So like I said, there will be some things like you got some kids who believe in Santa, some kids who never will believe in Santa.
Right.
So there are some things that you have
Maybe that's
to
it. Maybe
like
that's
just as a kid, your imagination and stuff like that, because that's one thing as a kid no one can ever take from you, your imagination. So
mm-hmm.
you already at some point are choosing what you want to believe in,
Right.
even as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, for guys watching wrestling, we want to believe it's wrestling, like it's
Mm-hmm.
real, as opposed maybe say little girls who, and not no offense to any little girls who did watch wrestling, but the ones who
Mm-hmm.
are not interested in it's like you said, this ain't real.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So looking at it from that standpoint of nah, that hit didn't look real to
mm-hmm.
compared to us from a fan standpoint and seeing this person getting slammed or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
we're intrigued by the lights, the sounds, the oohs, the ahs,
Yeah.
the pageantry behind it.
Well,
And then to us that might make something real in our heads, or kids, like I said, kids who even believe in little monsters, they go through phases of believing monsters.
so maybe that's why the kids are angry now. Like there's no room for imagination because everything is just out there and being thrown at them.
Yeah. Probably so. Maybe
Yeah.
so. Kids do got
I
pressure
just want
too.
to know why they're angry.
Maybe pressure. I mean, like we were angry growing up too, but I'm not gonna say we had more legitimate reasons of being angry, but we were angry, but we handled ours differently. Like even
Yeah.
look how we handle disputes as kids now.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
was really
This is completely
you got a
different.
problem, I got a problem. What's up?
Right.
You throw them hands. Either y'all cool or you're not.
Right.
But you went on about your business.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Kids don't do that these days. We respected our elders.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen so many kids whipping up on principals and teachers and authority figures now as so much like
Yeah. It's bad.
that. I'm not saying it wasn't common back in our day, but it
It
really
was
wasn't.
not.
It was not that common. Like you didn't see that. Like when it happened, it
That
was
was
like
very
whoa.
rare. I've
But
never.
given technology, whenever it happens, America gonna see it.
Yeah. That's true.
So yeah, it,
What challenges would you say you had on your journey to creating CaliBo? Because CaliBo came out from a bet.
shout out
CaliBo
Chris Need.
came from a bet, but in order to get to the level that you are with your hosting persona, you've had to structure your life a certain way. So, like, what challenges have you run into on the way there?
Um, Finding the version of CaliBo. Like I said, there's kind of two versions of CaliBo.
Mhm.
There's one that was very depressing and everything before and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that was the one that had to be out. Uh, didn't really want to face reality. Didn't want to
Mhm.
find nothing to be happy about.
Yeah.
This CaliBo is happy.
Mhm.
He's smiling. No negativity in him. So those are the things that would shape me, is the fact that I feel like I've been on both sides of the spectrum.
Mhm.
The depression side, dealing with mental things and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and still having to get on stage and perform and sometimes put your pain out there to let people laugh.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it worked sometimes, but sometimes it's like big laugh, but then you go back to a shell to where to now it's, man, let me tell you, I can't wait to go tell these folks how I hurt my back at work or something.
Right.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I can laugh differently
Right.
at the things that I go through now. I look at them differently now
Okay.
because I've
Different
overcome
perspective.
some of the hardest parts in my life. Shout out to Pastor Tuck.
Mm.
Like I've man, I've looked at that quote.
Oh, I do know you mentioned it. It was I've gone through the worst.
The worst season of my life, and
Mhm.
now I'm ready for the best season of my life.
Yeah.
So those are the two versions of CaliBo.
Mhm.
He
Okay.
was created going through the worst season of his life, trying to battle things and not all there, but
Mhm.
still gotta be professional.
Yeah.
And then now to this
That helps.
CaliBo, it's like I'm happy now. You
Yeah.
know,
More
so
chill, mellow.
yeah, we good.
Yeah.
We good. Like I said, going back to the why you gotta hate on me. I don't know who it is. Even if I got him, if I ain't got him, cool. But if I do, I don't know why. I don't hate you.
Yeah.
Like, if we got a problem, cool. Let's sit down and handle it. But I don't want a problem. If you want a problem,
Wow.
then no problem.
Well, hopefully no one has any
Nah,
problems.
no.
But do
We
you
talk our situations
have
out.
a recent testimony that you would like to share?
Accepting, accepting that good things can happen to me and that they are going to happen to me. As a
Yeah.
quote from a very special person. I don't know if you know this quote. Uh, welcome to your new life.
Oh, okay. It sounds very familiar. It sounds very familiar.
Um, and that is like almost like the introduction to a different season of your life that you starting to recognize, and then you start to accept.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you go through things during that season, you handle them differently than what you would have if you was in
Yeah.
the other season. Just because you're in the best season of your life don't mean you're not going to go through trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
It just means you look at them and handle them differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, you handle them maybe with maturity, or so it's just a different feeling.
Yeah.
So
Maturity is it's a good thing. I have to say that. It is because it will save you so much trouble and
yeah,
pain and just unnecessary stuff. Just having a different outlook.
yeah,
Like you said, you change your perspective.
yeah. I say you can
Um,
choose what you wanna. Like when you're choosing what you're gonna put that energy into, it makes it a little differently on how you're gonna approach it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know,
Mm,
not everybody deserves a response.
at all. I'm
Um,
a non-responder. Like, anyway, shout out to Pastor Tuck again.
yeah,
Because he has been very vital in our relationship and lives in general.
yeah,
Honestly, he did have one sermon where he talked about depression, right?
yeah, yeah.
And he said just switch the letters up to read "I pressed on." So
I
I
remember
think
that. Yeah.
that
Nah, cause I took that
that's what you
as
did.
man. Let me remember who the f I am.
Yeah,
I think he
definitely.
even probably said that during the
I'm pretty
service.
sure he
Like
did
he
something
probably even
along the
said the
lines.
words. He probably said the words. I ain't gonna let you off the hook, Pat. That's why you my guy. Cause you keep it 100 though. You keep it all the way
Yeah,
100. So yeah.
he does.
But no, is that from like you had to remember who you are,
Yeah,
and sometimes when you do remember who you are, you gotta ask yourself, are you happy with that person too?
yeah,
So that's another part of it. Like when you and like that's the other part to CaliBo, when you looking like, okay, this is who I am.
mhm,
Yeah, you kind of an asshole, dude.
yeah,
you kind of not
right,
that. Now, this is CaliBo.
mhm,
You an OG.
mhm. You done been through some things.
You see what I'm saying? So it's different. So yeah, that's my biggest testimony is accepting that good things are and can happen to me.
Yeah,
They were even before hearing it. They're supposed to, and they will. We wouldn't put on this earth to be miserable. Uh,
no,
we were put on this earth to love. So
I refuse. I
yeah,
refuse to be miserable. Like I think my resiliency is just crazy.
yeah. Hey, if it's some things you just can't change,
Yeah. If it's out of my control,
it's out of
hey,
your
like
control.
I literally,
It's out of your control. It's like so press on to something else and let, because 9 times out of 10 it's gonna work itself out. It's just out of your control, and
right.
when it's out of your control, that means it's all the faith and everything that you say
Mhm.
you have and you want to put forward. This is the time to now exercise it because it's
Yeah.
out of your control. You cannot change this outcome. So whatever the outcome may be, if it's going to be fixed,
Mhm.
cool. If it's not, to learn the lesson or to put you on a trajectory where you're supposed to go,
Mhm.
there is always a end to whatever's going on with you.
Yeah.
So you just have to accept that at some point that end is going to be a beautiful ending.
Right.
If you just want to stay in the mud, stay in the mud.
True. True. True.
So,
Okay. Well, it has been a pleasure.
pleasure. Pleasure's all mine, babe.
Yes. So, how can we find you on social media if we want tips on how to become a better host for those who are aspiring to become a host of some sort, or maybe even do comedy shows with you? Like, how can we find you?
Well, follow me on all social media, and on Facebook it is CaliBo Williams, CaliBo Williams. All right, not comedy or anything else after that, follow that CaliBo Williams on Instagram. It is CaliBo with 2 underscores. It's another CaliBo page out there. That's not me. So 2 underscores. You got me. Okay. um, got a radio show. Shout out to my partner Cliff. And DJ Wildchild. It's called Who the F Is Them. And in the works, we're gonna have my own podcast starting called Bo's Man Cave.
Okay. I think,
So
yeah, you did mention that.
we're gonna put that in the works.
Okay.
So yeah, that's make sure when that drop, you guys follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Cause yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Okay. Thank you for coming out.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Good night.